Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. It is Julie here with your TipRanks pre-market morning update, where we're bringing you everything you need to know before the market opens. So let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back and thank you all so much for being here. This morning we'll be taking a look at exciting stock market news, a ton of notable earnings reports, and the morning's biggest gainers and losers. Don't forget that TipRanks premium subscriptions are now available on a monthly payment plan, so if you've been considering unlocking some fantastic research tools, now is the time to do so. Now let's get right into this morning's exciting stock market news. U.S. stock futures are slightly in the green this morning. Right now, the Dow futures are up 0.13%, S&P 500 futures up 0.2%, and NASDAQ futures up 0.33%. A judge has ruled that Elon Musk's response to the legal actions brought upon him by Twitter can be released tomorrow. The legal action is the attempt to hold Elon Musk to his $44 billion bid to purchase the Twitter company. Musk's legal team were hoping that the details of his answers to the action and counterclaims could be made public earlier this week on Wednesday, but the judge in Delaware has allowed Twitter's attorneys more time to go through the sealed findings to potentially redact any commercially sensitive information and data. While the buyout deal remains in limbo, analysts rate the Twitter stock a hold. Online car marketplace Carvana is calling on its customers to help settle a dispute with the state of Illinois. Officials in the state of Illinois have filed criminal charges against Carvana, seeking to suspend their license to sell cars in the state due to late registrations and issues with temporary out-of-state license plates. Carvana has asked previous users to sign a petition in their favor. They stated that we believe Carvana is being singled out in order to protect antiquated paperwork and legal requirements that we don't feel are in the best interest of the customers. Thousands have signed the petition so far. Analysts rate the Carvana stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 60%. And shares of Walmart are down slightly as the macroeconomic headwinds continue to impact the giant retailer. According to a Wall Street Journal report, they'll be shedding about 200 jobs in a restructuring push. This development comes after Walmart issued a profit warning with customers shying away from discretionary spending. It was added that the restructuring impacts verticals including real estate, merchandising, and global tech at the retailer. A combination of supply chain challenges, changing consumer buying patterns, and inventory dynamics continue to surprise big retail names. Analysts continue to rate the Walmart stock a strong buy with an average upside just over 10%. Now, moving over to notable earnings reports. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, we have a ton of earnings reports to go through this morning, so I'm going to be getting right to the point on all of them. Now, in the pre-market this morning, we will be hearing from companies such as Crocs, Penn National Gaming, Fiverr, and Nikola. Already in the pre-market, we heard from Chinese giant Alibaba. They came out ahead of analyst expectations, sending their shares upwards this morning. During this quarter, Alibaba had faced a number of headwinds, including a resurgence of COVID over in China. Their revenue came in at 205.55 billion Chinese yuan, which was quite flat year over year. Their earnings per ADS came in at 11.73 Chinese yuan, which was ahead of analyst expectations, and net income came in at 22.73 billion yuan, well ahead of the 18.72 billion expected. Analysts currently rate the Alibaba stock a strong buy with an average upside of nearly 61%. We've heard from pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly. Their stock is on the decline this morning after they reduced their fiscal year 2022 earnings guidance. They lowered their earnings per share guidance by 34 cents, saying it was driven largely from the impact of foreign exchange rates. The company saw their revenue fall 3.7% to 6.5 billion, shy of the analyst estimates of 6.6 billion. They had earnings per share of $1.25, widely missing the earnings estimate of $1.80 per share. Analysts currently rate the stock a strong buy with an upside of 11%, but the most recent ratings did come over a week ago. Reporting better than expected earnings was Datadog. They reported Q2 earnings of 24 cents per share, well ahead of the estimates of 15 cents. They said for their third quarter, they're expecting 15 to 17 cents per share on revenue of 410 to 414 million, ahead of analyst expectations. Their stock is rated a strong buy with an average upside of 36%. And seeing big year-over-year revenue growth and exceeding analyst expectations is ConocoPhillips. Their revenue grew 115% year-over-year to $22 billion, ahead of the estimates of $17.2 billion. Earnings per share came in at $3.91, exceeding the estimated $3.78 per share. Analysts rate the ConocoPhillips stock a strong buy with an average upside of nearly 41%. In the after hours last night, we heard from plenty of big names as well, one of those being Lucid Motors. Now, their sales for the quarter did disappoint, but the worst was their future projections for car deliveries. The EV company is now expecting to ship 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles in 2022. That is 50% lower than their previous guidance given in May for 12,000 to 14,000 units. In the quarter, they had sales of 97 million, falling shy of the estimates of 147 million. Analysts currently rate the Lucid Motor stock a hold. On the other hand, we had lithium miner Albemarle. They not only beat analyst expectations on earnings, but increased their future guidance for the third time this year. They've reported earnings per share of $3.45, beating estimates of $3.04 on $1.48 billion in sales, also ahead of analyst expectations. Looking forward, they're now expecting to generate earnings of about $20.75 per share in 2022, up a healthy amount from previous projections of $14.65. Analysts rate the stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 13%. We also heard from Fortinet. Their stock is dropping after they lowered their future guidance for service revenue. Their revenue did rise 29% year-over-year to $1.03 billion, and earnings per share of 24 cents were ahead of analyst expectations, but the future forecast is weighing on the stock. Analysts currently rate them a moderate buy with an average upside of 14%. And we also heard from Energy Transfer. They had solid results for their Q2 and increased future guidance. They saw revenue grow over 71% year-over-year, coming in at $25.9 billion, ahead of the estimates of $20.2 billion. Earnings per share came in at 39 cents, beating the estimates of 34 cents. Analysts currently rate the ET stock a unanimous strong buy with an average upside of 38%. And the big names continue into the after hours today. We'll be hearing from companies like Block, AMC, Fubo, Twilio, Lyft, Beyond Meat, Expedia, Star Bulk Carriers, DoorDash, and Zillow Group, just to name a few. So there'll be tons to cover in the pre-market tomorrow as well. Now let's see which stocks are this morning's biggest gainers and losers. Our biggest gainers this morning are led by Global Blood Therapeutics on reports that the company is drawing interest for a buyout. Trading under the ticker GBT, the stock is up over 25%. They're followed by MGP Ingredients under the ticker MGPI, up over 13%, and Mercado Libre under MELI, up over 11%. And our biggest losers this morning are led by the AMTD Idea Group, cooling off from their staggering gains earlier this week. Trading under the ticker AMTD, the stock is currently down over 24%. They're followed by Olaplex Holdings under the ticker OLPX, down 22%, and Paymentus Holdings under PAY, down 20%. So that is going to be everything for Thursday's pre-market morning update, getting you up to speed with what you need to know before that opening bell. Don't forget to head over to our TikTok under the username TipRanks and say hello there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you back here next time.